Hi, I'm Cliff Bayuga of the Amazing 8. Today we're going to learn how to draw caricatures using shapes. I've often said that if you can draw, you can do caricatures, and I mean it. Today we're going to break it down for you. But first things first, likeness is king. I'm going to repeat that. Likeness is king. If it doesn't look like the subject, it's not a caricature. It can be a very pretty picture, but if it doesn't look like them, then you have not done the job. Caricature is a very unique skill, and it's not for everyone. It's also not a portrait. All it really is a collection of shapes or regions put together like a puzzle, put together to make a likeness of your subject. And you'll see what I mean as we go further into this video. So by the end of this video, you should have all the info you need to get started to be a caricaturist. Perhaps even a professional caricaturist. Probably a professional caricaturist, because when you start doing these things, people are going to throw money at you. Now you're going to see what I see when I look at a person before I start drawing. I immediately look for the shapes. I don't get confused by eyelids or eyelashes or anything like that. I am concerned with the shape alone. Where you see I added the color, that is all that I'm looking at. If I'm staring that shape down, that's all I can see. And that way, I can never be confused. It's that simple, and yet it's the thing that trips people up the most. Being able to distill the shapes is key. Do not put pen to paper unless you are sure you got that shape down. Sometimes people get a little unnerved when they see me staring at them for like 2 seconds straight. And 2 seconds isn't long, but when you're staring at somebody straight in the eye for 2 seconds, it feels like an eternity to them. But I'm not moving until that shape is grooving. It's gotta look like them, or else they're not gonna fork over the money. Remember, likeness is king. Yes, the facial features are important, but equally important is the head shape. You can probably tell any one of your friends or family from a distance just by looking at their head shape. You'll recognize it right away. You don't even realize that you're doing it, but you're doing it. Sometimes when I'm drawing a live caricature, friends and family will start laughing and snickering, and all I've drawn is the head shape. It's that strong. Here are 2 more things you need to do to be a good caricaturist. One is to aggressively observe. Aggressively observe. The next one is remember what you saw. Remember what you saw. It doesn't do you any good to observe something if you can't remember what you just observed. You're just drawing basic shapes. You're a good artist. There's no reason for you to observe something and then forget what you just saw 1 second later. It's a discipline. Go ahead and be hard on yourself. You can take it. So, aggressively observe and remember what you just saw. And then you got it. Okay, let's observe some shapes and draw a drawing. Okay, this is the caricature, not a portrait. You'll see that I've maintained the integrity of the shapes of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. A lot of people, when they start doing caricatures, they're kind of wondering, well, where do I start? For now, just start with the shapes, because you're never going to get confused by them. Observe and see if you can pick out the shapes. As you're doing that, you can see the decisions that I'm making as I'm drawing this illustration, where I've maintained the integrity of the shape, but then I've altered it to my whim. She's got quite the jaw there now, but since I made the jaw so big, what I also did was pull down the forehead so there's some balance. So I had kept the forehead high and pulled the chin out. It would have looked distorted instead of exaggerated. So stick with the shapes. The shapes will not fail you. Okay, let's try one more, and as you can see, this is a rather famous person. Now that you know what to look for, try and pick out the shapes. Even though this looks like it might be kind of portraity, it is a caricature, and you can really tell that I'm not a portrait artist because there are no construction lines to speak of. I don't draw an egg shape first, followed by a center line in between, and then a center line between the eye line and the chin. It's just a series of shapes. When I'm drawing live, some people ask me if I ever make a mistake, and I always tell them, I never make a mistake. And you know why? Because the whole thing's a mistake. And that's kind of true. And there you go. This is Cliff Bayuga's version of Aquaman. Now that that's all wrapped up, I'd like to announce that I will be doing videos every Friday from now on. And there will be Watch Me Draw, Draw With Me, and art tutorials. So if you're interested, please subscribe down below. And have a happy drawing day.